Welcome to the Stone Table. This isn't a stage, it's a gathering place. Here, lifters of all kinds bring their stories. The heavy, the honest, and the hard-earned. Real voices, real weight. Shared like a good pour among friends. Recorded in Ontario, Canada, and open to lifters everywhere. Slanche.
Welcome back to the Stone Table Podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Innes. And the flavor of the month for February is the couples edition. And I genuinely love doing these episodes, not just because they're super cute and I get to have two of some of my favorite people on, but because they really show a deeper thing about strength, about attachment and partnership and identity in the whole realm of stones. And today I'm sitting down with Matt and Minette. I met Matt and Minette at a local strongman gym called the Weight Pit, and we have been friends ever since. Matt is a strongman. He's also done a lot of other cool things like endurance and marathons and stuff like that. But he was our 2024 IHGF King of Stones. And last year he made the pilgrimage to Fefor, which for those of you who don't know, it's a world stone strength competition. Minette is a strong woman. She's a power lifter, a dynamo, super strong, independent female that I have loved getting to know over this last couple of years. And she was in the inaugural division at the IHGF Canada Stones of Strength. So she'll get to talk to you a little bit about her experience during that. And that was kind of a massive moment for competitive stones for women in Canada because it was our first competitive national women's competition for stone. So without further ado, as I said, welcome Matt and Minette. Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
As always, I like to just ask what folks are drinking today.
Wine.
Yeah, You've been sick, and Minette, like me, is in a financial job where we're pretty much doing a lot of overtime these days.
It's busy, and the offices are dry, and it's you can never have too much water.
Well, I am not having water. I am having my Abelor.
I still have a bottle of whiskey here for you.
Oh my gosh, yes. We keep talking about this for like months.
Well, because it's a thank you for helping me get ready for Fefor and even for the Stones of Strength last year too. So it's just or 2024 Stones of Strength, yeah.
Well, you'll just have to come by at our next stone gathering.
Down the road from here. So.
Drop it off because those folks go through whiskey pretty fast.
I believe that. I believe it.
So, Slancha, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice on a Friday night. Wow. Okay. Let's get started then right off the get-go. The three of us met was through the Strongman Gym, the Weight Pit with Pav.
Yes.
And a big shout out to that gym. He's just relocated to an amazing location.
Yeah, it's really good there. Have you been there yet? Or?
Yeah, I have. It's awesome. It's awesome. Nice. So that's how we met. But how did you two meet? Did you meet initially through the Weight Pit as well?
The Weight Pit, yeah. Yeah. When we met, I was in no spot to be dating anyone at the time. We met in December, but then it gave a really good opportunity to slowly get to know each other a little bit and just see each other in and out. She actually kind of like got me down one of the first time. I made a joke to her because we were talking over Instagram, and then
sent him my log because I finally got the big log because he was there on one of the first times that I ever tried doing log because I'd never done strongman before going to the gym, and literally one of the first nights that I'm trying to do log, and him and this other guy are trying to encourage me to lift the log.
It's Tony.
Yes, Tony. They're trying to encourage me to lift a log, and then I couldn't get the 12. It was the 12-inch
log. Yeah.
Couldn't get the 12-inch log, obviously, because I've never done it before. A powerlifter, so I came in with very weak overhead. And then, several months later, I finally get the 12-inch log, so I messaged him right away. And then...
Yeah, so we're talking, and then I don't remember the flow of the conversation. she made a comment about, it's like, oh, I can take you. And I'm like, lady, the only place you could take me is out to dinner. And she left me on red.
Matt,
She left me on red.
no,
So,
and for reason. That
And-
was
Well, because I didn't want to say no, but I wasn't ready to say yes.
yeah.
Because before Matt, I've never had a partner, right? So this was very new.
so I screenshotted it and sent it to Onis. I'm like, it blew at me. I blew it. And then, but we were still talking and very friendly. So then just slowly built up. And then in June,
May.
May is when I asked you, but we got together in June? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 3rd, right?
June 3rd, yeah. So we got together in June. And then, but yeah, so it's nice. So like, it's good to get to know
Slow
you
burn.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a slow burn.
Yes. Yeah, I wore her down.
So, okay, I know my first impressions of both of you, but what were your first impressions with each other? Minette?
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I immediately asked about her to like the other guys in the gym, like, what's her deal? Like, is she like, do you know anything about her? And like, just got what little information I could from them, because she was still new at the gym, so no one really knew anything about her. But yeah, very much that instant physical attraction.
Yeah. He's like, teaching me how to do sandbags. Yeah, because I don't know anything about it. He's like, sorry if I'm like over explaining. I'm just like staring at his blue eyes, being like, no, you're good. You're good. Okay. So yeah, it was good.
Minette, obviously I do think you're cute, but that was not the first thing that I thought about you. Minette, for those that both know her and don't know her, she's a super amazing athlete, very encouraging. I was in Strong Woman at the time, and her and I would often be at the gym at the same time, or we would cross paths both on our events day, and we would be working the same events, and she was always really super helpful. Matt too, but Matt usually spent about half an hour warming up as
I'm only.
as I immediately went into
Yeah.
the events.
Yes,
And,
I would often give you shit for it too.
yeah, but no, very, very strong woman, and very, very happy that she's kind of supported me along with Matt on this stone journey. But Minette, going from not being in the gym to going to the gym because you were kind of out of shape, deconditioned, etc., and then into powerlifting, part of my value here is obviously to bring people into stone lifting. But if they're not interested in stone lifting, I do want women to find that space to enter into a strength sport or even into the gym. Tell me about, if you can remember, how you did that. Like, was it like little bits by bits that you chunked away at it to become a power lifter? How did you do that?
When I first started going to the gym, like my goal was to just, be a little bit more in shape. And it was like largely aesthetic driven. I don't know most, but as many university age women's goals are in the gym, right? Who've never been exposed to strength and what other positive aspects it brings to your life. So I spent a lot of time just like working on my like cardio fitness, a lot of hit circuits and stuff like that. And then my brother, he was doing powerlifting at the time. So I was familiar with the idea of the squat, bench, and the deadlift, and seeing him compete. I was like, sure, I can do that. I'm sure I can do that. So I'll try to do that, and kind of at the same time, I was seeing women on Instagram who were more strength athletes rather than just the aesthetic profiles. And it was just really interesting to see what they were doing and what they were capable of and the weight that they were moving, and that they still had an aesthetic that I thought was good. So it was kind of like a nice bridge for me that way, between seeing like Nathan doing it and then seeing it online as well with the women. And so I'll try and train myself, right? And so you take bits and pieces of what you see and you kind of like start to incorporate it. I remember making my like little program and what I thought was a progressive overload, and then at the end of the year, my brother was like, well, why don't you just message my coach? Yeah, okay, sure, why not? I'll try it, And then I was with my coach, Austin Ryan, for 8 years, I guess, yeah. And it's just a world of difference when you have somebody helping you, guiding you through it, because they know that you're learning, and then, you can take it bit by bit, and every week you have like maybe one small new thing to work on, and then eventually, 5 years down the line, you turn around, you look at those old videos, and you're like, oh wow, we've come a long way, right? So it really is just taking it slow and finding things that are interesting to you, and following them, and then the trails, lead where they lead, and usually it's to bigger, stronger things.
And what would you say to a woman who is thinking about it but is intimidated to get into stones or strength or powerlifting? What advice would you give for them to overcome that hurdle?
Well, I guess it depends on what they're finding intimidating. Is it like the fact that they don't physically think they can do it, or is the atmosphere intimidating? Because if they don't physically think they can do it, well, everybody starts with whatever form they've got. Everybody starts at whatever weight they're able to do, and you move up, right? That's the whole point of it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And if it's the atmosphere, well, then try going to an event without competing, and just see how much that probably does not align with what you're thinking the atmosphere is going to be. Because going to a strongman show is nothing like I ever expected. And my first one, it was like immediately I was like, I'm going to do this again. Then it was like, again, I'm going to do it again. And because it's so addictive to be in an atmosphere of other strong women who are just screaming at you while you're trying to do your best. And so the intimidation, I think, is all in the fact that it's unknown. And then once you are actually introduced to it, it's not scary at all.
Yeah, I definitely find that with the community for sure. I mean, powerlifting community, you get a whole range with the various federations, but like strongman and stone lifting, very, very supportive, cheering each other on, and just take that first step. So, Matt, you and I would often talk in the gym about your origins, which were mainly kind of endurance training. Like we
Yeah, I
spoke
was
a
a long
lot.
distance runner when I first
Yeah.
did this. Yeah,
And so
very gross.
intimidation is not like just the women just don't have the sole rights to feeling intimidated entering the strength space. I've had guests on here as well that are men that are like, when I first started, it was super intimidating. So you
Mhm.
went from endurance training to strength. Tell us a bit about that mentality change for you. And were you
It's
intimidated?
no, never
Yeah,
actually.
not at all.
No, I got well because I don't know. I was very big, so I got into running because I was like a really overweight kid. Like I was like almost 300 pounds I was like 280 pounds of like on the couch, sitting down, not doing a thing. And then I hated myself so much. I just started running one day. So I really hated myself, like to do that. And I lost like 100 pounds, went down to 179. And I'm just like, wow, this sucks. This is fucking terrible. And then I wanted bigger arms and like abs and stuff like that. So I started getting into bodybuilding and even prepping for a show. Uh, but it was so exhausting just to maintain and to do that kind of training for me. But then I could naturally pick up 500 pounds, and at that time, like the body weight ratio was a little bit better. But it became easy to me, and I realized my genetic potential light in strength, and then just started finding that out. I was just like basement lifter, and then this is gonna be like what is a CPF, like that was the old lawless one. That's WRP.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So the CPF, which is the lawless weightlifting powerlifting federation, I was able to just casually, like, because I knew the people running it. I was able to casually walk on to their nationals without qualifying. No flat to them, whatever.
This federation doesn't exist anymore.
No, this federation does not exist. I just asked, they said yes, and had a great time. And then, but from there, kind of realized where this can go. And if I just keep chipping away at it, and then from there to another powerlifting meet, and then to the first strongman meet, I was doing both. And then from there to doing the pro circuit, that's like it was like a semi-pro circuit, Kings of Strength series, to doing Ontario, the pro side of Ontario Strongest Man, and just getting my ass handed to me. By the way, like I'm not. So being intimidated was I remember a guy, he was 5th in Canada at the time, Eric Ruttenberg. He asked me, he was like a regular training partner of mine. And I'd be at comps, and I'd be like dancing around. There's like, videos of me going in the crowd from doing a lift. And he would ask me how I'm able to stay so calm. And I told him, oh, I'm well aware of my capabilities. I'm so self-aware of how I'm going to do. And that's the pressure's off me. Like, I'm just like, you guys are great. I'm just trying to reach a little bit above what I can do.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, to be honest, like stuff like intimidation doesn't start until maybe you start doing good and you start doing better. And then now you set expectations for yourself. There have been times like doing PABS comps, they're local things, but there's always a wild card that does them. And like, I've only won one of PABS meets once. And there's been times I haven't hit the podium PABS because there are these animals that just show up and kick the crap out of me. I'm like, what the hell? Like, where do these guys come from? So intimidation doesn't come until maybe you you find a stride. For me, anyways, this is not gonna be for everyone, but you find a stride and like you want to continuously do good and like hit a podium, get some hardware, like that self recognition and that stuff like that. And if you don't, then that's like kind of a gut check too. But also in the same breath, I'm never worried about getting beat by somebody. Like it hurts in a moment, but then it's like, oh, I'll catch him later. That's the mindset. I'll get him later. I know I can catch that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find that kind of, it's funny when you go into stones as competitive, like a competition, because part of you is just like cheering everybody on to get that stone overhead or stone to shoulder, and you don't really care about the placing, but then you really kind of do because you want to get to Fefor, and because that's the outcome of our competition. So let's talk a little bit more now, specifically about stones. I think all of us had the same kind of gateway into stones, which was Atlas. But when did you know that kind of stones was your thing?
I don't know. Like I've always been. I think Atlas Stone's always been one of my favorite events. So I think it was early when I loaded that first one in my first comp ever. Oh, I did that without knowing what to do, and then I was able to run with that a little bit more. And then, to be honest, for the first time doing the Stones of Strength series, I came second. And that was, I actually had zero training. I didn't do much prep work, maybe 2 weeks worth of here's a stone, I'll try whatever. But I didn't have any serious prep. I don't know why.
We had a really packed season.
So that's probably, I think we were just coming off comp after comp. And then I just happened to come second. So then there was a switch there. Because, okay, I didn't try too hard here. And in a sense, I tried in the comp. I wouldn't prep hard for the comp. So I'm like, okay.
The specificity of it. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, next year you're telling me I can go to Norway, and lift stones and mountains? I'm going to give this my all. And then so the following year, we devoted, it's raining, I'm outside throwing rocks, or, I'm just trying to I'm utilizing different equipment for Atlas stones I wouldn't ever use before. I'm trying to figure out just everything of but I'm trying to get it down. And then you were, I guess that's why I got this bottle of whiskey for you, because you were a big help for me for that comp.
Well, just because we didn't have access to the stones, right?
And then even getting ready for Fefor, you and your husband help hand deliver stones right to the weight pit, which was huge, right? It was huge. So I want to say maybe to that answer, it was after the first time doing the Kings of Stone Strength series.
Yeah.
Because that was very indicative of okay, this is kind of coming easy to you.
Maybe this is a thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a puzzle, for especially for natural stones and stuff like that.
Yeah. And so Minette, again, your gateway would have been Atlas stones as well. Tell me about your relationship with the Atlas stones. Are they are they a favorite of yours, or just kind of it's in strongman, I have to do it?
I actually really like Atlas stones.
Yeah.
They were everywhere that one year. 24,
20,
I think. Yeah, they were every year. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they were everywhere that year. I really enjoyed them. And I don't remember, though, if I'd really even done any stones before your competition. I think maybe I had done one at competition in Burlington where it was just I actually didn't think I would get to that round because it was excluded. It was you do the first 4 and then he'll take like the top 5 or whatever, right? So I didn't think that I would even get to it. So I had never trained it before that. Then I'm trying to like take an atlas stone to shoulder. I have no idea what I'm doing. All the girls are like, you need tacky. And I'm like, the heck is tacky?
See?
And,
Not the only one.
and so, not gonna lie, that was not a comfy experience. Wasn't sure how I felt about it. But then I'm a junkie for new strongman events and new strength events, right? So you were like, oh, I'm doing this show, and I was, sign me up. And so that's where then I got exposure to all kinds of different stone lifts, right? Because you have such a broad variety of them. You have the raw, like the natural, and then you have like the atlas and stuff. And then I got to retry the stone to shoulder and did much better in your comp when I actually knew what I was doing. But so it was kind of like I had no idea what I was doing, but I just love trying new strength events, and so that's kind of where it is for me for entering into the stone world.
And doing it as a couple that year was so awesome too, to have you, because we had a couple couples there that year. And I loved that dynamic to see you both cheering each other on, because there was one particular moment, well, actually 2 particular moments, one of yours, Minette, and one of yours, Matt. And we'll go to yours first, Matt, because we will throw this video up here. But you know probably where I'm leading with this. It was your stone to shoulder for that event. Walk us through the event and your response.
This is the first year, right?
First or second year?
Yeah, the first year. And your response after. And I think it was honestly that lift that sealed the deal for you, to be honest. But talk to me about that stone to shoulder.
Yeah, because I happen to be going last for that event, and I'm watching everyone fail it, and like there was like I was like, oh damn, like this is gonna be this looks hard, but like when I walked up to it, I was like, I got this. Like 320 pounds. So I remember
it's like rain, so they're like,
oh yeah,
it between everybody.
Yeah. And the announcer, he says like, I got this. Like stones are like my thing. Like Atlas stone's my thing. It's like, he says it's his thing. Like, let's see what he does. And I got so hyped because I watched everyone else fail the stone. When I got in my lap and was like, oh, this is going up. I got to the shoulder, get the hand away for like as quick. It was such a quick down call, but like I'm gonna take it. I got the down calls. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I like the celebration. Yeah, that's it. Done. It was a great celebration just because again, I think what made bigger to me is because I'm watching all these other good stone athletes fail the stone. So I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then also the audience was doing pretty good in the cheer section that time.
Yeah. Well, and most of the athletes you were up against were practicing specificity for those weeks before, right? And so you had only been doing it like a couple weeks. I mean, granted, you do love Atlas stones, and I've seen you throw them into your program quite frequently. But Minette, your event that I thought, well, I think you killed it on 2 events. One was the Atlas stone to shoulder, but the overhead press.
Yeah, man, when it hit the ground, it bounced into my shin. I thought I broke something.
It was dented for like.
Oh, it hurt so bad. Something was definitely up with the bone for like more than a month after. Anytime I lightly brush it against something, it would just be so painful. And then just bandaging it up after because we had no idea if it was like actually injured or not. But I got way more than I was expecting to, because I remember in training it wasn't really going very well because I couldn't figure out how to leverage. But then you watch like the other women just crush it out, and you're like, okay, I can probably do a little bit more here if I just try a little harder.
Yeah.
And then the stone to shoulder, I remember I was like, I can starting the run, and in training, I'd never really used tacky before. Like this was my first exposure to like actually using tacky and putting it on myself.
Oh my God.
And so I'm a little conservative with the tacky, right? And Matt's like, more. You need more. I think I'm good.
Extra reserve too.
I think I'm good, And so I'm lifting them and obviously run out of tacky. And I'm so close to finishing the run. And Matt's like, should I put more tacky?
Well, because she looks at me and she was just like, I need more tacky. I'm like, I can't, I'm filming you now. You want me to I can't help you now, lady.
Yeah. But you did
Gentle
crush
Fefor.
it. Because what is your weight class?
73.
Yeah, 73. So you just, killed it. I think you got the third or the fourth stone there
Yeah,
on that one there.
I think I ran out of tacky on the second last one. And then I don't think I was able to attempt the last one because I was dry here.
Yeah, because I think you at least got the 165-pound one to shoulder for sure. But no, that was amazing to watch you both work together, to cheer each other on, to video. It was never really stressful. You just really super support each other during the whole event. But let's take a little pause here on tacky because I haven't spoke with guests about that. Let's talk about tacky application. Now, obviously, we do not use tacky with naturals. It's only Atlas stones, and we're specifically speaking for those that are doing comps. There is value for training with both tacky and training with just chalk. But tacky application, give me some hot tips for folks here about what to do and what not to do with tacky.
Apply it too early. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I don't like especially if it's a hot day.
If you're in comp and you're waiting in lineup, when people immediately they go over to the event and they start tackying, it's too soon.
Yeah, I'm a big guy. Like I will my sweat will pour over the tacky, and that has worked against me in the past. Hot days where too much tacky will work against you now.
Yeah.
The different grades of tacky too. You have to be super mindful of the weather you're lifting in.
Well, and being cognizant of where you are in the lineup because if you're going last or near the end and everybody else has touched the stones the first 3 stones or whatever and they're just sliding because it's hot and there's 4 people's worth of tacky on it, then you have to consider that too when you're putting yours on, and maybe you're better off just putting more of a reserve so you can use their tacky and then
that's a good one. I remember
that's good, having the reserve on the top of your hand. I think that's a really good point for folks.
I'm not a fan of gauntlets or things to cover up here.
I'm a fan. Not the gauntlets, but the wraps that you taught me how to do, Bex. I use those because otherwise the pain is prohibitive.
Yeah,
peels.
I need that connection. I need skin to skin for the stones. I've tried gauntlets. I actually I
thought they were working too.
Yeah, they worked for me on lighter stones, but then all of a sudden I'm losing this certain amount of dexterity where I'm just I'm not hitting it now, so they're out. I don't know. Atlas stones with tacky are finicky based on weather's condition. You as an individual, there's little nuances that you that it almost stresses me out now. When do I apply? I'm sitting there. When am I going here?
There's no set time. It's not like you can say always put it on 5 minutes before I lift because it's not.
The weather will dictate that.
And the big thing too is so there's a few other things that I learned too is that the people love doing that and I'm for those the spider web and keep pulling it apart. You can do that a little bit, but you can overdo it, and you shouldn't be pulling the spider webs while you're waiting for your turn. If I can recommend, what I do is I stand with my hands closed to keep it all in, the moisture in, to keep it ready, and then do a quick pat, and it's good to go. So that's usually what I do, and then keeping in mind the grades is super, super important.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just talk about those sleeves, Minette. For folks, I am like Matt, I have tried so many different sleeves. I've tried SBD, I've tried Spartan, I've tried, who was the other woman that did it? Can't remember her name now, but I tried 3 different types of sleeves and I just could never get it. And so I always do it natural with just nothing. But for those that want to make their own sleeves, Minette, can you tell folks how you do make your own sleeves for the event?
Yeah, so I get oh gosh, I don't remember what they're called. It's kind of like a really stretchy ribbon kind of thing. It's it comes looking like
kinetic tape. Kinesiology tape? Yeah.
Well, it hugs itself, but it's super stretchy. And I think when it advertises on Amazon, it's actually for girls dance, the hair, their dance or whatever, as a tie for their hair. But yeah, I just it rips easy, so you don't have to worry about bringing scissors. And I just tuck it under my thumb and I wrap it around, and I try to make sure that I'm not too far down my hand because then obviously it's going to stick to the stones because it will just rip. but I need to make sure that I have decent coverage because I have really thin skin on the inside of my wrist. And so make sure it's like all the way down, up. And then the hard part is the tape. So you need maybe a buddy for the tape to get started.
I'm the buddy.
And you can't just rip it. It doesn't work to just rip it yourself. So, or you end up with a piece that's not long enough if you try and pre-gauge. Then you tape it up, but you got to make sure it's not too tight, but obviously not too loose as well. And there has to be a little bit of an overlap of the tape onto your skin. So it can't just only be on the kinetic tape. Duct tape has to hit your skin. And I find that you have to keep the tail of the thing on the top so it's not going to rip off with the stones. Have the tail up here if you can. So then you just continuously wrap and then have somebody rip it off for you. And then you should be, in my experience, I've been good to go after that. So it's just really helpful because it's easy to remove. You don't have to worry about cleaning it or storing it. And yeah, like the gauntlets that we tried, storing them was a little bit difficult because you didn't want the tacky to get on the inside, and so you had to have a buddy take them off for you.
Yeah.
It's a whole song dance, gauntlets.
Yeah, so I just found it far easier to just do it myself. And once you've done it a couple times, you know what's too tight and what's not too tight. And yeah.
Tacky remover. What's the best one, do you guys think?
WD.
No,
Yeah.
No,
it's
WD.
so unhealthy though.
I'm not saying use it all the time, but that is it's the best. I don't use it because like I know I'm not like I have open wounds when I'm done doing stones, right? So I'm not using it. I know it's the best though. Baby oil is
Of
like
course, yeah.
yeah,
Standard, right?
it's a
Everybody
standard,
brings
yeah.
it and-
But like honestly, like just working it out too.
Yeah.
It's like it's messy. It's
Yeah.
messy and uncomfortable. So
We gotta make sure you always have it.
yes.
Because we went
Oh.
to train at Just Be Strong one day for provs prep, and they had this 400 stone.
Yeah, I really wanted it.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, of course, there's everything we need here, right?" And so he's tackied up. He does the stone, and then there's literally
Did
nothing.
you get it? Did you get the
Like,
400?
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
get the 400?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to
And
see
so
that.
there's literally nothing to take it off, and because like we're in a gym, and there's no WD-40.
Yeah, I was like, there's for sure
nothing.
cleaner.
There's nothing. There's no cleaner. So he's in there with the soft hand soap, trying to scrub
my
it off in
God.
the bathroom with paper towel. And so
We're going for lunch after too.
yeah, so always remember the important part about what you use to take it off is that you remember to bring something.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
And I just was remembering something here. So most of us that were in comp, you take off you don't do it with a kilt because it's like a safety hazard. If you're doing it for like a Highland Games or for a stone comp, and usually you change up your shirt. And I was watching BDZ Lemon Squeezy. You know who I'm talking about from
Wow.
out west? I'm probably getting this wrong, and maybe I'm getting her handle wrong. But for women, when we go to do the stones, sometimes we'll just do it in a sports bra and like we'll put it up. And sometimes your costume can malfunction. And what she suggested is obviously you could take duct tape and tape down your top, or you just put pasties on underneath. I never heard of this before. Yeah.
That
I
would
never-
well.
I've never watched it before, so
I have definitely been close in training, never in comp, but so those are two things: tape down the top, or you can just use the pasties, and that'll be good. Okay, so you segued into stones through Atlas Stones, and when did you realize that stones gave you something maybe that barbells didn't? And what was that?
I think there's a level of unpredictability. I mentioned it earlier, especially natural stones. It's almost a puzzle. When I was in Fefor, they're watching Matt Stones Jones.
That's Stones Jones.
Yeah, he is. I was talking to this guy a lot during the competition because I'm just like, hey man, he looks at a stone and he'll like, okay, you want this one, this side on this end and whatever like that. But our leverages are going to be a little bit different because I'm a bigger guy than he is, and my like brute strength is there more than him. His like technique is there, right? So I was able to like get away with some things. Like you can hear in some of the videos, especially on the natural stone run, where the guy's talking, look how big is my hands weren't even touching the stone. It was my wrists that were touching the stone. I can't, like, I was just like lapping over it, right? So it's figuring it out and the mechanics, the leverages, the like just the most effective way to do it. So it's very.
Well, how many different ways did you try to pick up the ones that, like, what was the biggest one that you there was a big one that you dropped off for training for Fefor, and you tried to pick that like 3 or 4 different ways in training.
And then I figured it out one time, and it became like I could do it now for sets and
Mhm.
reps. It was like
That was the 240. Yeah, that was the 240. And
no,
that
it was
wouldn't
It
was
was,
it?
no.
I can't remember
I
what
was
it
I
was.
thought it was like a 280 or something
It
like
was
that.
for your overhead though.
Oh, the overhead.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. So the 240. Well, the 241 now, like you gave me, that one was like an unforgiving one, but like
It is.
an easier one to kind of like figure out. There was one that was slightly above that.
Yeah.
That was a little bit difficult. Yeah.
But it's just how you position it can make it so much more difficult
Yeah.
than if you like nail that positioning and it just goes right up, right?
Yeah, and it's just like in comp too. So I could train with whatever stones you gave me. That will just kind of like prepare my body for like an unconventional lift. But then when I'm doing something else, when I'm in Fefor or doing Kings of Stone Shoes, it's a different. Now we're at a different stone. It's like now you got to figure out it again but now on the fly.
Yeah, you gotta adapt.
Yeah. And Minette, what would you say? I mean, you come from the powerlifting background. How would you say stones are different, or what do they give you over a barbell?
Well, when you I think the biggest challenge for me training stones is that I go to the gym after work, and so you sit for like 10 or 12 or whatever hours a day, and then you get to the gym and the barbell has like a nice, smooth, steady warm up, right? You start with the plate, you add your load, you can percentage it out and work your way up, and it goes smooth and it preps you, right? Whereas like the stones, it's kind of like, okay, I might have like a one lighter stone maybe, but then you've got the stone that you're working with, and there's no like warm up stone, right? You're just kind of in it, and if you haven't really done anything else that day, then it's definitely more challenging to get into it and to like want to do it, because it also is it's a little less comfortable, I would say,
Yeah.
depending on what lift you're doing. So I think definitely for me that was the biggest challenge between the barbell and the stones, was the fact that you got to really commit to the first couple lifts while you're like still cold.
Yeah. And well, like we're going to finish talking about that first comp that you did together. But Minette, could you talk to us a little bit about or encourage kind of women who may be just doing natural stone lifting, they haven't done a competition. Tell them what the environment is like at particular my games, but I've been to multiple games and the feeling is always the same. Can you tell us how it feels to be part of that kind of a competition?
It's just very like community oriented, everybody there, the male competitors, the women competitors, the families that come along with those competitors, right? Because they always bring their family. It's warm, it's welcoming, and it's really high energy. And then especially like once the competitors separate and the men are on their field and the women are on their own field, you've got the women in your face with you, screaming and yelling and encouraging and coaching as you're trying to do it. And for some competitors who've never done this stuff or have not had the opportunity to train very much of it, it is super reassuring to have these more experienced women there telling you, okay, like now you've got to like lap it, and now you like get under it, and so coaching you through those moments where you maybe were a little bit unsure. And so there's a lot of reassurance, there's a lot of encouragement that goes into these stone competitions, because you've got women who've been lifting stones for years and years and years, and have so much knowledge, and they just want to share it. They just want everybody to enjoy it as much as they do. And so it's a contagious atmosphere, really.
Yeah. I love the atmosphere there. And the one thing that I loved most about that year too was that one of the competitors had a baby and we were all passing the baby around. Like there was this whole like mother thing happening amongst all of us. And it's just one big family that's going out, they're doing stone lifting, they happen to be competing, and there might be some prizes out there at the end. You may get a sword, you may not, but it's just about going out and kind of doing your best, learning something new. And there's a whole spectrum of lifters. And so if you are thinking about this and you're listening to the show and you have a local Highland Games near you, or you're close to the games that I run, we fully welcome you. We do have a few drop-in seminars. I know, Minette, that we did some drop-ins during your year to learn how to stone putt. And we will talk more about stone putt when we get to the Fefor part. And this is where I'm going to have you chime in too, Minette. But yeah, there's drop-in sessions. I encourage you to take those up. And even just if the only win of the day is meeting people and trying something new, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to Fefor 2024. So IHGF 2025. Yeah, Fefor 2025.
Yeah.
Matt won IHGF Stones of Strength 2024 to qualify for 2025.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your prep, Matt, for the Stones of Strength in Canada. And then we'll talk about the Fefor prep.
Yeah.
When did you, like, I remember talking to you through all of this and you were super positive, super hyped. You're like, I can really do this. Did you go in with that feeling right from the start?
Yeah, I think I did. Like, it was, but there was something there. Again, like, so around here for like strongman, like, especially with the strongman corporation guy stuff, like I'm on the upper end of like of a guy to beat, right? So going into this and the pressure was off for that, but I was like really confident going into the Stones of Strength specifically, especially after the first event, because the stone putt, there's a lot of little nuances that could make or break you a little bit. So there's almost the rolling of the dice factor, because you could do everything that you are training for, but then doing it in the comp, you need to really dial in a little bit. Once after that, there was like, okay, I got this now. It was right from the start for the Stones of Strength.
And okay, talk about the 5 events that you did, and how did you train differently for them this time?
There was the stone putt.
90 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I might not remember the weights. So if you know them, please chime in. 90-pound stone putt, 3 attempts. Then there's Denny stone walk, natural stone press was Alice stone the shoulder was the last one. Am I missing one? What am I missing here?
You had 4 events. That's just the 4.
Oh, that was it. That was just the 4. Just the 4. Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was 5. Yes. Honestly, what the prep was for that one was just more about, it was so intentional, because for me, the stakes, I want to go Norway. I would love to go compete on a world stage. So it's very intentional, very methodical. And then especially getting through that first event and taking out that level of uncertainty, because everything else is like strength based. Like everything else is like, can you do it or can you do it? Yeah. And then that's kind of like it.
Yeah, the stone putt, you could put your foot wrong and then you're way offside.
Yeah, so it was very, very intentional. Not to say that the training's not intentional, but in comparison to the year prior, where it was just like, I wanted to come actually more or less support you. I thought it was cool, and just like, we'll show up, see what happens. And then, okay, this was fun. I'm good at this. I'm coming back next year with a little bit more intention, and it really worked out for me.
Plus you wanted a sword too.
Yeah, I want a sword. That's hands down coolest trophy I got. Like, I'm like walking around, like, yeah.
All right, let's talk about stone putt for a minute, because Minette, you also had to do it the first year we had the comp. What tips and advice do folks have? Because usually these stones are heavier. So Minette, I think you had around an 18 pound stone. And Matt, you had a 90, big jump to a 90-pound stone.
Yeah.
Talk to folks about what they want to think about when they are putting that stone.
Well, it's kind of just, it ended up really just being like however you could huck it over.
Where people throwing it, like,
so in the first year we had that stone, like the putt clinic. Kelly, I think it was Kelly, right? She's a shot put, and so she was teaching us very like methodically how she does it with the shot put. you know, and so we were all sticking close to that, but then also we're very aware that you could like forward throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, obviously there's some differences because it's a little bit more like maybe stable for your shoulders to do it this way, whereas like this way it's kind of like all tricep. And but then, you know, I actually did stone throw at Fefor as well. I didn't do the Fefor games, but I did the strongman event there, and they had the stone putt in it. And instead of going forward, a lot of the women were going back over their head, and that's actually what I ended up doing. And I found it to be like to get the best result with that, because it wasn't really like, it took away some of the instability of going forward, and then it was like a lot less technical than having to go at the traditional shot put method. So honestly, it ended up for me just being however I could get it across the bar, like across the line and farthest away from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been training with like the backwards almost med ball throw, right? Like
Yeah, because it feels stable, and if you can like nail that release point, then it goes, right? Like it goes really far.
Yeah.
The shot put style definitely looks like more aesthetic.
Right. It does look prettier.
Yeah.
But I think
with
at the end of the day, you just go as far as you can, right? So aesthetics be damned.
yes, exactly. And so Matt, a 90-pound stone is just simply unforgiving. How did you throw it?
I did shot put style.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I did shot like, so that I got the best distance with that, because none of the other guys were doing any weird throws. I think the first year I did it like an overhead.
The overhead, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like trying to figure it out. And who ran it the first year? Devon's running it now. What's the name? Who ran it the first year, Bex?
Austin.
Austin, yeah.
Yeah. He was like, if you can figure out how, like, you don't need you stay put, and if you can figure out your core, you can throw that thing as like far. And then so the following year, I really committed to the idea. And then even going into Fefor, I was still staying with the shot put, but it was like a progressive. There was like, I can't remember the weights now. I think we ended at 105 pounds, but there was like maybe like a 60, 80, 105, I think.
Yeah.
And when I show up, I'm like ready for like everyone to be in shot put style, but people are throwing over their head. So I'm like, damn. I was like, but I didn't want to switch. I'm so injury prone sometimes. I honestly, I didn't want to switch up my style. And I kept with a shot put the entire way. I impressed a lot of people because like I was still throwing a really good distance. I'm like throwing it like not as far, but like in the same area as people. Yeah, competitive. I'm throwing it in the same area as people who have the whole pendulum throw. But yeah, it's definitely next for the stone. I'm doing your stones one next this year. I'm definitely going to be doing it overhead. I'm going to be training that a little bit. I'm not going to post any training videos about it. So if anyone's watching it, like Mike Brown, who's watching this, keep doing the shot put stuff, guy.
Well, was it the Arnold that they had that one year?
Yes.
Where they kind of ran
there was a bunch of guys doing it like that. Everyone was throwing it like that.
So that might be worth watching. And I think Mitchell Hooper, if I'm not mistaken, took his shoe off and put it as a marker as where he had to run to. And then that was his release point.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I do that stuff with like, for Dinny's, I had Minette in front of me and I'm walking towards her. So like, that's what I needed to, like, it was just like, I'm walking towards you or through you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, so
I mean, you're not like walking into the ground.
So whatever works for people, if that.
So you got first in the shop, and then we went to, what was it? To shoulder?
Maybe
Dinny's after. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where Dinny's the year prior, I think I got a couple inches. So I didn't know how I was going to do this year, the 2024 year. Because grip has always been my worst event ever. Like, it's just, my hands, like, just, like, I don't know.
Well, they get swollen.
They just can't handle it. But then, but something happened where it clicked. And I did exceptionally well. I don't know if it was first, but maybe, like, at least second.
I think it was maybe second, because there was that guy who came all the way through and the crowd had to start moving things together. And yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, you definitely cleared the end line, I believe.
Yeah. Not again, like, that solidified like a nice like lead again, because like it was just like, okay, I'm still in first. But that was huge for me, because grip, even in the strongman world, I'm fairly adamant if I had a better grip, I would be pro by now. It's just always failing me everywhere I go.
Yeah. I was real proud of that event.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that was amazing to watch that one. And then we went into shoulder.
Shoulder press. So close to
Shoulder.
locking out the bigger stone, like the 240. Like it's only like 240 stone or something, 240, 250.
Like, and the shade makes a big difference.
Yeah, like so I was this close. You watch the video. It's just like less than an inch from locking it or stabilizing it more specifically, and it just goes behind me. But it takes so much effort just to again. So I couldn't even get it up again within the minute. So I dropped down to the lighter stone and was able to bang that out for a bunch of reps.
Yeah. So Minette, because we also had overhead in the other one, what are your thoughts on wrist straps and sleeves?
I can't remember if I really used them. I flip-flop between whether I use some equipment and I don't use some equipment. Wrist straps, I don't think I probably did, because I find that with the wrist straps, I can't really feel it the same. Like, I can't put it in my palms the same way because of the elastic around the thumb. So really, I avoid the wrist straps wherever I can, and I only use them if I find that I'm having like some weakness in them. I definitely use elbow sleeves. And I find it helpful just because, otherwise you get like the stones have to be in such a close position. You either get you almost get pinned in. And I find that the elbow sleeves give me that just like little bit of room there where I can initiate the lift, whereas otherwise I would just be like trapped.
And what about belts? Do you use a soft belt or a hard belt on the press? No.
No, I don't. For stones, I don't use any belts.
Soft belt. Oh,
yeah, I don't have one. I never ended up buying one. So, yeah, just for stones, very minimal equipment for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't want to on my face, but
Matt, what about you? Did you use elbow sleeves or?
I think it was more into wrist straps, but there is something to be said, like that you do lose a certain ability to have the stone, like
to hold it.
Yeah, to hold it, because like again, you're now adding like an inch or whatever off the stone, and now it's harder to kind of hug it into you, I guess. Again, it's just about that dexterity. I do think like wrist straps do help and like offer stability, like right through here, because like again, like 240, 50 pounds in a natural stone is going to be like pretty damning on the shoulders, and especially since I tore my bicep. This shoulder, this whole arm doesn't function right. So wrist straps help, elbow sleeves help. It keeps everything nice and tight and makes everything feel like manageable.
Yeah.
So, but there is definitely, like, I use the stuff, but I don't necessarily like it. There's something definitely to be said about like you're losing that dexterity of feeling it out and where it actually is. And versus think it's here.
Yeah.
I think it's safe. I think it's stable, right?
And then the final event was the Atlas Stone shoulder.
Yeah.
Did you just do one?
I did the one rep because all I needed.
Yeah.
All I need. I think someone else was able to get the stone shoulder, but I did so well in the first, second, and third events. Like, because I came first, second, first.
I think that athlete wasn't successful in one of the lifts.
Yeah. So so all I just needed one rep, and that's all I did. And again, it was very exciting. Like, there was like thunder in the background. There's a rainbow in the background. Like, there's me jumping. There's me jumping, and there's like a rainbow, and so it was all
like legitimately though.
Yes,
yeah,
like that. No, I'm being serious.
Because it had been like raining. It was like evening time, and I remember he like put it down, and I was expecting him to go again, and then when he didn't, I realized it's because he had won, and I was like screaming, and I was like,
So that last lift between the Dinnies and that one, those were like really like phenomenal lifts, just because the Dinnies was just like such a good show for me, because it's like a notoriously bad event for me. And then the last event to solidify the win was just like, it wasn't as big a celebration as the year prior, but it was still like, I'm done. I'm done. He was like, go again. I'm like, I won. Like, there's no need.
Yes, injury prone.
Yes. And so what do you think separated you from the rest of the field that day? Because it was a big roster of athletes that year.
There was a lot of guys
for-
that year.
Yeah, it was a lot of guys. Was it strength, strategy, mindset, bit of column A, B, and C? Or?
Probably strength, because as I mentioned, I am one of the guys to beat in the area. I've been doing it for a minute now, and I've caught a stride in the strength side of things. I think, to be honest, I don't think I'm like, I've told Minette this, and she doesn't necessarily agree with it. I don't think of myself as a naturally good athlete, but I have a very undeniable work ethic. Like I wake up at 3 a.m. to go train before work, because if I don't wake up at 3 a.m., I won't train, because I work 7 to 7s or 8 to 8s, and training afterwards won't be a thing. And I just try my best to outwork like everyone else, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You've always had an incredible work ethic because of what you do for work. Like it's mentally and physically demanding, and it does, take a lot of your time of your day. And as you say, you hit the gym at 3 a.m. when most people are not even thinking about waking up. And I've always really admired that about you. So Minette, when you were watching Matt win that day, like, how did you feel? Like, calm, nervous, proud? Are you counting the reps? What are you doing?
I feel like after the Dinnies, like I was like a little bit less nervous, because I know that the grip is always a challenge sometimes. So when that event went really well, I was like, okay, this is going really well. And like excitement starts to build, because you never want to like, get like too hopeful, I guess, and then because in case something goes different. And so the days went really well, and I was like, okay, we're on like a really good roll here now. And then obviously my focus when he's lifting is making sure that he's not getting injured.
Yeah.
So then when he put the stone down, he was like, I'm done. I was holy crap, like he's done. He did it. He won, and I was, this is amazing.
You can hear in the video, she just screams really loudly for me, which is
I realized I was shit, because we had been talking about this for like literally
Months.
a year, full year at this point. Like as soon as we left the other competition, and he was, I think if I try, I can go to Norway. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So I was kind of the culmination of a full year of effort and desire and, consistency. And
I love that story. And so I know that you got a cool sword and you got the title of the Canadian champion, but let's talk a little bit something deeper than the medals. You now are going on a pilgrimage to Fefor, which is the pinnacle of stone lifting, in my opinion, worldwide for competition, in competition setting. How did it all go down? Talk to us about that, because, I've not been to Fefor yet, so I will be living this experience.
What are you doing?
We were talking about this like in the moment. We're surprised you haven't made your way out there.
Why not? Come on.
You don't have to go. You can sign up for things and show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is surprising you never been out there, just because it's your jam.
It is my jam. Well, Kiki's on in 2 weeks' time on this podcast. I'll be speaking to her in 2 weeks.
Nice. Just
and so I'll
like
get
throw your sign up in there as well. That email out that with your dates, and then
So you qualify. We got it sorted out because it's partially paid for you to go as the champion representing Canada. Got that sorted.
Yeah.
And so walk us through the whole thing.
So we'll just go back a little bit. Before we got there, Lori McDougall, wonderful, tiny, strong individual. She's been before, and she was like, best place ever. She would tell us, this is the best place.
She goes every single year.
Yeah.
She's been literally for years and years and years every single year. So
she was, and she just talked about how great it is. And now I'm following, now I started following different people who have been to Fefor and following the Fefor page, and I'm seeing people repost things. And then people are just like, this place is healing. And I'm actually, at first, we'll take it back. What is this place? People are talking about this place like it's
like literally like it's their childhood camp.
Yeah, it's something like so magical to them, and I'm not understanding it because I thought we were going to lift some rocks. But then you get there, and I get it. Like we left there. I understand now. I totally get it. It's an amazing place. So that's before. So now we get there. I had signed up last minute for a strongman comp.
Of course she did.
the FOMO for the events, you know, because there's new events and I had to try them. There was like 3 new events. I'm looking at it. Corey's like, I don't see your name on the list 2 weeks before. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then I'm like, yeah, I was like, what the heck is a kadunk? I got to do a kadunk, you know?
So we get there. First off, I meet Eddie Cohen in the lobby. So that's my first introduction to this place. I like bump into him. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm Eddie. I'm like, I know who you are. I know exactly who you are, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm thrilled. And then we meet Nick Best, and also fantastic human, like just like that. He sat and talked shop with us for hours the one day. I think it was a little rainy. We're in the off to the side area of the hotel,
lobby, yeah.
the lobby. We're sitting down, just pounding water, and we're just talking, man. I'm like, in my head, I'm just trying to like compose myself because I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. I've never talked to someone who's been with so much knowledge and
like he's right at the top.
Yeah.
So it's
So it was something. I was like, just when we left, I'm just like, hey, thanks for just talking with me. That was awesome, man. So that's the type of people you meet there. Oh my god! And then meeting a guy like Stevie Shanks, cool as hell, man. That guy, for the amount of like stuff he's done for the stone community, and like just the wisdom that he has. He was so supportive. Like I didn't know this guy, and he coached me through a lot of things, like on Dinny's. So that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want me to go through like this whole experience, like start to finish? Because I'm kind of jumping.
Yeah. Okay. So let's like seal off this part. Like part of the Fefor experience is the people that they bring in to either judge you and to run seminars on various things, like to correct your deadlift, to do all of these things. So did both of you participate in those? And
Oh,
so
yes.
There was Eddie Cohen.
Eddie Cohen's doing deadlift seminar. We were there. We're like, we gotta go. Like,
yeah, it was good because they also had those foot people, which I found incredibly interesting.
yeah, they have these foot specialists there, and they get to stand on a scanner, like,
and it reads your pressure point. So it's like, you know, I always feel like I'm pretty like equal when I'm standing on it, and then you put it up on screen from the pressure plates, and you're like, okay, so I'm not at all, and there's a lot going on here, right? And so it was just their whole seminar was very interesting because they went about like the history. They've done studies in Asia about the different footwear and how it impacts everything. And then they bring people up and, you know, they walk through what they're seeing in more detail. Everybody had the opportunity to land on it, but for the people that they walked through, it was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I actually attended it twice because they did it one day and Matt wasn't able to come. And then I was like, babe, you got to come to this one the next day. And then I came the next day with him.
So seminars are great. Yeah. The seminars, there's so much knowledge at this place. It's crazy. It's just nuts.
Because was Magnus there too or no?
No, Magnus on there. No, he wasn't there.
Okay.
I think we're going to try to be there next year or something.
Yeah. So Nick, Stevie, Eddie, and I feel like there was another person.
Well, on the women's side, right, there's like Chloe and Nancy.
Oh, yeah.
And Sandra, right? So there's a ton of like, female athletes there as well that, you know, hold a lot of records in their own respect.
She's like a fan. Like, you know, like as much as, like, you know, like she admires Chloe. And I went to Chloe because she wanted a picture with her, but she didn't want to bug her. So I went to Chloe. Excuse me. Do you think you can ask my girlfriend for a photo? Because she wants to ask you for a photo, but she doesn't want to like you. And then she was like, absolutely. So here, somewhere near the edge, she's like, "Hi, Minette. Can I get a photo with you?" So,
I just like looking back because I was like, "What did you do?"
Yeah. So the women's side, Nancy's there, Sandra, and Chloe's been there. There's just like a whole, like the talent is there. Just at large strength.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get there and you get this amazing room.
Well, like it's a room.
There just was no air conditioning. And so when you're someone that size in like 27-degree weather, the air conditioning is super key. But
we gotta back this. It's okay. So the hotel it's a grand hotel. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's historic.
There's a lot of history. There's probably more history in the hotel than all of Canada. It's nuts. So it is a ski resort though. It's slow season when we're there, right? So it's nighttime a lot. So the blackout curtains, it's like daytime all the time when we're there.
Yeah, it was actually it was so interesting because we obviously have never seen anything like that. And it's just like perpetual twilight.
Yes, it's very nice, not conducive to sleeping in. I broke the bed the first night. I sat on it. I was like, I didn't want to say anything.
The bed's definitely not made for like a 320-pound individual, right?
So I was like, shit, man. Like,
Because they're little twin beds. Because I guess in Europe it's more common to have the smaller single beds than like large king beds.
Yeah.
So
I break the bed, and then there's no AC, and now we're having unseasonably warm weather. So I'm not sleeping at all. But here's the beauty of this place is that everyone is also going through this, but every single one, every person, they're talking about how they're sleeping a couple hours a night, but we're all up and interacting, and everyone's just happy to be there.
There's not a single miserable person.
Yeah,
there's not a single unhappy person.
We're all competing and throwing our hearts to do it, and everyone is just giving everything they have. So it's like strangest, like coolest thing where like everyone is in the same boat.
They all forget they need sleep.
Yeah, and like everyone knows how little sleep they're getting, but it's like, okay, let's go max out now. Like,
yeah, but next time if we go, fan.
Yeah,
we found out towards the end that a lot of people bring fans, and that may have helped quite a bit. If we had been a little bit more prepared for that.
So that's the room. The first night we get there, they want to do a photo op with the Hercules hole that they have out there. You've seen that, where these giant, like the Viking. Yeah. So I'm just like, absolutely, like I'm tired as hell, but we are gonna definitely partake in this. It was a good way to stretch out after,
after like a day
and a half of travel. Yeah. So that was really cool. Again, meetings like. Like guys who have paid their dues, like Nick Best is working the ropes on these things. To me, it's just the coolest thing. I was like, guy, you don't need to be pulling the rope here, man. But like, it's just the kind of environment that is. Everyone's like in. So that's like day one. So the first day we are there, we sleep for some ungodly number of hours. We go to bed early, and we're so exhausted because we didn't sleep at all the night prior. So we
did the layover in Iceland. 24-hour layover in Iceland, and so yeah, we did not sleep really at all.
Yeah. We're out exploring.
Yes.
So we wake up, and Minette is supposed to be on the field in like 2 hours, and we need to get up and eat. So it's like, oh my god, babe, you need to wake up.
Well, because we talked about setting an alarm the night before, and we were like, we're always up.
Yeah,
we're always up at like 6, 7. We wake up at like a little after 8. I had to be on the field for I think it was 10.
Yeah.
And
we need to go have breakfast, or else now we're gonna miss it. So that was our introduction to like eating. So then I think the days were broke up for me just to stay on the track of like Stones of Strength, King Strongest Stone Lifter. There's 2 events the first day, 1 event, and then 2 events.
It was 1 the first day, and then it was 2 and 2.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, they did the stone putt the first.
Yeah, stone throw. It was that first day. And then we broke up into 2 and 2. I think Alice Stones and Denise.
Yes.
And then it was natural stone run and natural stone to shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was 6, or were there 6 events?
I thought there was more than that.
Alice Stone. No, there's Alice Stones. Denise.
You had a press, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a press.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, so one of the days was 3 events.
Yeah, 1, 3, and then 2. Sorry. You think it'd be more clear in my mind, but the days really do like kind of blend together overall.
Well, that's why Minette is here to keep us
yes.
on track and recalling correctly.
Yeah.
But
So
how did you do? How did you fare? Like you continued to prep for that?
Yeah. So I fared 6 overall, which I thought was like very good. I thought that was like really good because even the guys who were below me were insanely strong. Like seeing the guys who won, I was like, obviously those guys won. Like Levi Strong is his Instagram handle. So Levi, Nate Warhol,
Nate won,
and then Matt Stones Jones.
Yeah, and then Harry was there too.
Harry was 4th. Yeah. Harry, cool guy. I think you follow Harry.
Yeah,
I do. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he had qualified for the pro event like the day before doing the amateur one.
Yeah.
Having shown up, and he did the strongman competition as well.
Yeah.
So he literally did all of them and then capped his week with the pro event, and I was like, okay.
Cool guy. Like you know what's so crazy? Everyone, like I would talk about my 1-2s, like everyone's like, you got this, man. Like, no, like you can do this. You can totally win. I was like, thanks, man. Like, I appreciate that. Yeah, so it was I don't know where I fared out overall, because like I said, I think I was there to have like an experience. I'm gonna try my best but I wasn't. I was before, like at the score table. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this because I was just gonna do the best I can do for
Yes.
this one. So the pressure was really off. Even right up to the last day, I remember we're doing the stone to shoulder. It's the last event, and so I hit the first stone, do a little dance with it, and then so now we're doing like this 355-pound stone. I can't.
It's 345.
345, and I miss it, but I got up, but it just fell back. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then the same thing, like I get the stone. I'm taking my time, but I know I got it. It's like I'm just soaking it in. I have it up here. I move the hand, and then I do a little dance with it again. And it's like I just twirl and then throw, like it's like I toss it like as far as you can toss a 350-pound stone. And it just, again, I'm just having like a great time. Great lifters. Like it was so amazing. Everything about that place was so cool to me. Because even we all ate at the same time, like because like breakfast and dinner are all at the same times. So we're all eating in the same dinner hall. Just everyone is there there's 100 athletes there, 100 like-minded people, just all there to do the best they can do, right? So it was cool. It was amazing.
And is the soup as good as they say it is?
Oh my god, the soup
Yes,
is incredible.
Yeah, soup is.
It's incredible. Literally, there's a different one every day, and they're all phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then it comes with like bread, and then there's baked goods all afternoon, and it's just great because you'll be like competing, and then you'll go get some soup, and then you'll go watch him compete, and then you'll go get more soup, and then you'll go out and you'll do an activity, and you'll go back and get more soup, and then it's dinner time, and it's great.
Yeah, it's so good.
You won't be hungry.
And so, Minette, you did the strongman. Let's just talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, when we got up and rushed to the field, I was like, I don't even know where to begin because realistically, we'd like been traveling and then got there and then went to bed. So it was the first time moving my body after all that. But it was fun. It was like any other strongman event, really. Where
there is something we said about competing in mountain air. Because I was out of breath. Like, so she forgot her mouth guard in our room. So she's like, "Oh, can you run and get my mouth guard?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." I'm like, hustling, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" And I'm like out of breath on the way back. I was like, "Oh my god, this is awful. I gotta compete in this." Like,
it's not like CrossFit or anything.
Oh my god, yeah. So go on.
That's okay.
I just thought that was.
I forgot about
that.
That
That's a good side. Yeah.
I could use like a little out of breath, and I was okay. Let's take that. Thank you. But yeah, so it was like any other strongman event, really, except for like it's really aesthetic because you have like all the stands and everything that are there year round, and you've got the Hercules hold that's like very Viking, and then you've got the mountains and the lake and the old Fefor hotel. So it's just a beautiful atmosphere, and it's a fun environment with everybody, and you've got like we doing the announcing and stuff. So it's just really cool. And the events they were the log, the wheel of pain. I think.
Oh yeah.
Was it Conan's or wheel of pain?
Wheel of pain.
I get them mixed up. Yeah, wheel of pain, Kadunk, and then it was the power stairs. Am I missing one?
Did they not do stones?
And then the throw as well. Yeah, so there was 5.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do Atlas for the strongman. I think they did it on a different one. But yeah, it was just really, really cool because the wheel of pain is there year round as well, it looks like, and like on gravel. And classically, I had to borrow Lori's shoes. I feel like anytime that there's an event that requires good footwear, she happens to be there, and she's my fairy godmother. So I borrowed her shoes again. And just really interesting events. And then they've got the Kadunk, which is also there, like set up for year round, it looks like. And you're just pulling this giant log up a hill, and they're beating this drum, and you're literally staring at mountains, and definitely the most aesthetic competition I've ever been in. And then the other one, the power stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are very, very challenging because the implements were so tall, and I kept getting stuck on my belt. I should have taken the belt off. In hindsight, I probably would have been just fine. But you just, yeah, it was such a fun experience.
She podiumed.
It was such a fun experience.
Wow, you did? I had no idea.
Well, but it was just like for funsies. Like we were there for.
She did an open call. Like there was no weight classes. And so she's in an open level events and second.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, but
it's amazing.
It was just a lot of fun. You know, I went to try new events and I got everything that I wanted out of it and more because it was just, you know, whenever you have like new events and they're like really hard, it's just better.
Yeah. So you qualified, Matt. So you got partially funded and you qualified to compete in the pro class. And then Minette, you just joined up, you know, a couple weeks before going. I just am trying to encourage folks, including myself, to maybe consider going to this Stone Strongman summer camp.
Absolutely.
I wonder, like, cost wise, I know that you did a layover in Iceland and did some of the baths and things like that. But what would you say was a general ballpark per person?
So yeah, we would have to take because
Yeah.
we rented a car in Iceland and then drove.
Right.
You know, and then we also did one of the world famous Blue Lagoon there.
Yeah.
And then so we're like really like hammering out the
We
cost.
stretched the trip.
Yeah,
like, we made sure that we like got
and
everything.
then even in Norway, we were done competing in Fefor. Oh my God, almost missed the train, by the way, because like we put our names down ready to leave. No fault to these people who run this because there's a lot of people deal with, but we were like right at the top of the list. They missed us. So they left. The bus left without us to like go to the train station, and we're just we thought it was like we were just like around the corner from the lobby, just like hanging out, and we look up.
We didn't even see anybody leave.
Yeah, and like all of a sudden people are gone. I was like, oh my God, I think they left. And I'm like, no, there's no way. Like,
Well, they'll come back. They'll do a bus. They'll come back. They'll grab us. There's probably more people coming up.
So, but our train time is a ticking here.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, we found someone where it's like, hey, like, I think they left. And he's like, get in the car. He's just like, I'm going to get you there. So this guy's like careening down the mountain. And we're like pulling into the parking lot. And the train is there at the station.
Nobody's on the platform anymore.
No one's there. So I told Minette, run and stand in the door. I will get the bags. So we get in the first car we see. We're at the back of the train. We get in the front car. So we literally are walking through sweaty messes. Sorry.
With all of the luggage, everything. But literally, like, as soon as I let go holding the door, then the train door closed and we left. I was like, oh my God. And then, of course, every train after that was like 2 hours delayed.
It was crazy. The delays of the train were nuts. So anyways, but back to like the stretching of the trip, because then we rented a car in Norway and then went to go the fjords and stuff like that. So again, Iceland is not cheap. Norway is not. Our Canadian dollar doesn't go too far.
No.
So if you have the opportunity, like I was fortunate enough that they can cover some, like my hotel costs that we were there was covered and the food was covered.
Yeah, but I didn't think like our trip in total was a lot because
our trip was expensive because it was a lot, but like go to Fefor.
I didn't think it was that.
I don't think it was that bad.
Like the amount that I paid. Like we did split it, the amount that I paid for myself, but I didn't think it was that unreasonable for 5 days and it's all you can eat food, excellent food. You know, they pick you up from the train station. The train ticket's not expensive. It's like $20-$30, right?
Yeah.
And like the flight, depending on what you do, like, you know, you could make it cheaper than we did. Like we had the layover, so it was a little bit more expensive than if you had just gone direct, I think. So like there are ways to make it a little bit cheaper and obviously just not do the expanded trip like we did.
But how often you're in Norway?
How often are you in Norway?
Yeah.
If you're going just for the strength week and you want to go, I don't think it's any crazier than if you were to go to like Calgary or something. Compared to trips that we've taken in Canada, like it was not any more expensive than just traveling to Canada. So
like Norway or Fefor, like just pull the trigger, just do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. Hopefully 2027, 2028 will get me over there and I think there's a master's stone lifting comp now, so I can give that a go. But I have so many questions that I had wanted to talk about. And so before we get to our lightning round and the 3 pieces of advice, let's talk about your relationship and how kind of like you interact and all lovey-dovey there. But what have you learned to love about each other when you train together? Because that's mostly when I've met you, is that you're at the gym doing your events day together.
It's nice. It's really nice having someone that knows, and like, so the love of it is watching, is the payoff of all of it, you know, the struggles, the whatever, and then seeing Minette compete is so amazing. It's always so nice. But then there's like the having someone who understands that kind of like life too is also great. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of, you know, when you train with your partner, like, you know, like from conversations with them at home how much it means, and then you go to the gym and you watch the dedication, you watch the struggle through injury, the early, like, you know, you hear them get up at 3 in the morning, and then you're not even rolling out of bed yet, and then they've got their whole workout for you that they tell you about, and just pushing through the constant grunge of the day and the weeks and the training cycles, and then seeing them in the competition, how much it matters. It's just fantastic to be a part of that and to get to really understand, because like I do it as well, like how much it means to them. And
Yeah. And like, I know you're both very driven and disciplined. Is there any conflict that arises, and how do you navigate that as both very driven and determined individuals?
I'd say there's no really like, real conflict. The biggest conflict we experience if one of us is having a bad training session,
yeah,
it's like a negative loop that
yeah,
can like, because we can feed into each other a little bit.
yeah.
That's really about it. Yeah, we're being both driven is just, it only benefits us like 99% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to go into something a little bit fun. As I said, these are quick, no thinking questions, and it's just kind of whatever first comes to your mind, and you both can have a chance to answer it. So, first off, best snack intra-workout.
Anything that's a gummy, like Swedish berries or Sour Patch Kids, or they're not like Welch's, but they're like fruit sensation thingies, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
I'll take whatever I get my hands on. I don't have no, I don't even have those too much. Like I'll take whatever I get.
I get like the Halloween candy boxes, and so they're little, right? So there's just enough to make you feel like you've got a bump, but not enough to like actually like, ruin your calories. And I just shove them in my gym bag, and so they're always there.
And what would you say is your favorite stone lift?
Atlas.
Yeah, I think that's the easy one.
Most overrated training tool.
Gauntlets.
Do you agree with that, Minette?
I think so. I couldn't really think of anything for like in for powerlifting and stuff, but definitely the gauntlets. I don't know that they were like the ones that I use I think are a little different, but the one like the strap-on fancy expensive ones, I think, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in agreement, Matt. Most underrated training tool.
I'm gonna say either mouth guard or soft belt.
I go with the mouth guard. Go to the mouth guard. You can do a lot with just the mouth guard.
Yeah, I think mouth guard.
Mouth guard and chalk.
Yeah.
What about most important lift that you need for stones, but you really hate it?
Tinnies. Yeah. I just it's again, it's like grip, but it's also there's a level of discomfort too that you just have to like suck through. But yeah, it's just definitely Dinnies. I hate them, but I'll just chip away at that all the time.
Yeah,
I think I really like that. Yeah, because the stones, I think the biggest one is overcoming the discomfort level. And nothing teaches you discomfort quite like Dinnies.
Yeah. Did you ever get the hook grip, Minette?
No.
I
tried it for a little bit, and then I was trying it, like really trying it the year that I had to withdraw from your competition because I was just overbooked and burnt out. But it was not something that I think I was going to continue with. It was just, I didn't feel like I was getting out of it what everybody says you get out of it, and it was just pulling on my thumb, and I was getting like nerve pain and stuff. So, you know.
And what about you, Matt? Did you end up doing hook grip?
Yeah, I did. I actually would tape my thumbs with grip tape and then even chalk on top of that. But Dinnies, I fell apart in Dinnies even in Fefor. Like my hands are just so swollen from traveling.
The flights.
Yeah, they kill me every time. Like every time there's a plane ride involved. But I got the light stones all the way across, and then I could barely move the heavy set. So that's where I tanked a little bit.
And what is the most savage thing that you have said to each other in training?
She's on a bad day, and I was like, "Do you want to go home?"
what are you even doing here then?
You wanna go home?
Yeah, it was the sandbag event for 2024 nationals, and I just was like bitching and moaning about everything that had to do with it. He's like, fine, like let's go, like, you know, what are we even doing here then? And I was like,
that's that negative loop coming in.
yeah. And then I was like, well, shit, now we definitely can't leave. So
she's more gentler. She's never. I don't think she ever said anything too savage to me. She's always coming in like a bit of advice. So,
would you like some feedback?
Yes. Bit of advice. Like, let's go. Hit me with it. I'm in no space to hear it, but hit me with it.
All right. And one word answers here. One word to describe your partner as an athlete.
Incredible.
Grit.
Oh.
Grit.
And as a human.
Oh gosh, that one's hard. There's so many.
I know.
Yeah, incredible. Like it's just it's amazing. Yeah. What do you want? What grandiose answer? Yeah, or do you want here?
Like, can I use like hyphens between everything?
Sure.
I'm just gonna say grandiose.
Yeah.
Larger than life for me.
That's amazing. And final one. Finish the sentence. Strength has taught me
perseverance.
Yeah, grit.
Yeah.
Discomfort.
Sure.
I don't know.
Discomfort's a good one.
Yeah, discomfort. Let's go that. Lock it in.
Well, this has been an amazing conversation. And as I said, I had so many different things I wanted to take us down, and we went off on tangents at some points, which I didn't think we were going to go into tacky advice or pasties, but we somehow managed down that route. But I have both loved having you on this episode. And as we close out with every guest, 3 pieces of advice. It can be stone lifting related, life related, strength, conditioning, you name it. 3 pieces to take us out of this episode.
Do you want like 3 pieces each?
Yeah.
You want to go?
Oh, well, I don't know. Okay. Have patience.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid. And you're ready whenever the opportunity arises, not when you feel that you're ready.
That's good. That's good.
Well, that's a good one. I am kind of at that stage right now. I can use that advice for sure, Minette. And Matt?
Have a good work ethic. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Honestly, just do the thing. Just do it. Like whatever it is that you want to do, interested in doing, just do it. Cause like you'll never be ready for it. You'll never whatever. Like it just will always be that thing that you want to do. And then you don't want to be that guy who's sitting down. Yeah, I thought about it, or I was gonna, but just do the things. Have a good work ethic. Be comfortable with uncomfortable, and just do it.
Great pieces of advice. So thank you both for showing us not only your athletic side, but your human side, your partner, your relationships, essentially your leadership in this space of strength. And I found the Fefor talk very motivating and very, very telling that I think I need to, to go to the summer camp.
I think you need to go.
Go. No, just do it.
And I hope others have felt that way too. Thank you so much. And for those that are listening, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. And if you could, please continue to like and subscribe. Take care and have a great night.
Thank you, Bex.
Bye.
Bye.